The trip up to the Alamo breccia site for the Alamo asteroid impact, I wasn't impressed. I wanted to go up there for several reasons. It was a good trip. It's quick to drive up there. So I'll just give a quick report. First of all, I went to the correct spot at the end of the guardrail right here. That's my van. And I pull in, and sure enough, there's a white truck, and it's a military, police truck with the guy gets out in Air Force fatigues, and says the area is closed off. Anyway, I pleaded my case, and I told him, God, I drove over 100 miles, and this is supposed to be an open area because that's very famous breccia right there, that white area there. Everybody goes there. And so I'd hate to arrive, and it turns out that it's you guys have got it closed. And so he says, go to the command post down there, which I did. You'll see the picture. I went down there. There's 5 or 6 of them. I gave them my ID, pleaded my case, and after about 20 minutes, they made their determination. Okay, you could go in. And I showed them I won't go any further than about right there. I'll be in full view the whole time. At no time will you not be able to not see me. So anyway, to shorten up the story at least a little bit, so I went back, parked there, and I went and did my thing for like an hour and a half. Now the breccia, because of the dissolving of the limestone, it kind of ruined the breccia. You'll see. Let me go through the pictures. Let me turn down the pressure cooker. I'm doing ribs and onions, carrots, bacon, in a pressure cooker. It's the only way to go. And celery. But anyways, so let me go through the pictures. There's no way this doesn't do them in order. I don't know how to make it do it in order. That's just like a little fossil, but the reason I took the picture is to show how badly the limestone is eroded. See how this is sticking out like an inch? That's because I would estimate the amount of limestone, because it's been exposed for millions of years, probably 2 inches of limestone or more has been dissolved. And so the breccia, it makes it unimpressive. It's there. The comet breccia is there, but it kind of ruined it. You'll see. Let's go through the pictures. There's the petroglyph rock, and there's the cop, and actually there's a command post over there. I had to drive down there and plead my case, and boy, did I ever plead. Uh, I songbirded like a pigeon. Anyways, there's the layer. See that white layer there? That's it. And the arrow points to the petroglyph rock. For if anybody sees this and wants to know, that's it. So don't go there and miss it. But the erosion, the dissolving of the limestone, it was very disappointing. I thought I just did that one. That's the second site. So forget this one. That's the second site. That's the second site. Forget that picture. Second site. Forget that picture. There's this. It's called Site One. Uh, then you go along and you go along, and to go along further, really you don't gain anything. So what you see right there, that's what you're going to see over there. You're just going to be traipsing through the desert and getting stuck on the sticker bushes. You don't gain anything by going all the way up there. Actually, if they had not been there, I would have gone for miles. I was fully prepared with all my supplies to go for miles because this band here goes for miles, just so you know. The brick is there, and there's your core samples, core samples, core samples. See, it's not that the breccia isn't there, it's just that it didn't add anything to the equation. There was nothing that it added uh, to my studying of the breccia. The reason I took this picture is to show partly what the dissolving of the limestone does. It ruins the analysis. Okay, this here, see how this plate of limestone is still there and it's dissolved. You can't see what the hell you're looking at, but see over here, boy, everything looks perfect. Okay, it looks good. Well, that's what I mean. That if it's all dissolved, if it's not freshly broken, freshly exposed, it kind of ruins the analysis. Now this is across. There's a cop car. There's my van, and this is looking back across the road. Now this is the end of the guardrail. In other words, this is the exact spot that you go if you want to go see it. I would recommend to go see it, but don't be expecting too much. Now across the road, of course, the same breccia continues on, and there it is. But I didn't have any interest in it after it was so dissolved. So you can see how it is, but that's the same thing that goes across the road. The alien place was closed. They because of the heat, so they'll open after it cools off a little bit because they've got really good stuff in there. That's why I wanted to go in there. I wanted to get some more Area 51 stay out posters that they have. But the quality of the merchandise in there is very good, no doubt about it, and not too expensive. Area 51, breccia. Sure, the breccia was there, but you see what I mean? That it doesn't add anything to the equation. This is smaller breccia, but I didn't see any unusual formations. Nothing different. I took this picture to show how severe the erosion is. See those marks? And the rain that comes down, it starts all of this, that is dissolving of the limestone. All of it, that whole picture. I This picture I would estimate 3 inches deep has been dissolved. It completely eliminates looking at the breccia. I think that's the best picture of the whole bunch. I ended up, I like this moss, you know. There's some breccia. It's not like it's not there. It is there. See, it's big breccia, but nothing unusual, nothing different. I interpret these layers, we'll call them sponges or silicate material that's more heavy in silica, these black things that you see in there. I interpret this as one whole item because the breccia there is big chunks, by the way, like as big as cars or more. So there is some of those. So I interpret this as a totally separate chunk that's intact. I know that's what it is because you can see it. When you look at it, you can see. So these things here, uh, I think weren't broken up for some reason. I think they're intact, shifted around, but it got moved and tossed, and this is still intact. I don't mean it's in the same place. You bet it got moved. Just some breccia. I took interest in these white ones, so I took a far away picture and then a close-up picture. Just some limestone or whatever. Like I say, I was having trouble finding interesting pictures. There's the petroglyph rock. There's his car. He was broke down, by the way. He couldn't start it. And so when I walked back across the desert back to my van, they had one of the white trucks from Area 51 was jump starting him with jumper cables. And here again, it shows that this white layer in question, of course, it extends across the road. And I think that's back to the beginning. Yeah, that's back to the beginning. That's my report. It was a good trip. I stopped at the nature center down in Pahranagat, down 25 miles south of Alamo. It was a good trip. I did a lot of stops that I'm not mentioning. Uh, but the breccia there at Site 1, I just wasn't impressed. I was very disappointed.